stay conservative, run the ball here on third down.
Here's Richardson. He takes it in for his first NFL touchdown. And Pittman takes it inside the 20, the 10, towards the end zone. Touchdown on 2nd and 28. The Colts capitalize. Richardson to Pittman, 39 yards.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Leroy. Got my guy Zach here with me, and we are finally back once again. I know we done keep taking some hiatuses on y'all, but appreciate y'all for coming back in. We're gonna get everything going tonight. Just got some training camp stuff that we want to talk about and everything that's been going on. But appreciate everybody. And how you doing tonight, man? Zach, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Been good. Doing good. Been working a bunch. Trying to stay cool, even though I work in the heat every day. Trying to stay cool.
Yeah, for sure. And I know we haven't been talking too much in the chat. So where are you as far as what you've seen and heard from training camp and anything that's been going on?
Well, from this past week, sounds like our first round, the Latu is a dog. Completely ruined.
Like DMX.
I like hearing. And then it also sounds like AR is taking that step. But I will say indie media tends to gloat and over-glorify the Colts. So you got to take everything they say with a grain of salt. But it sounds like AR's taking that next step. The chemistry on offense is elite. And we might have an elite rushing edge when Latu given the opportunity to start this year.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. Yeah, man. Before I get into anything, I want to say salute to our guy Dwight Freeney making it into the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Man, shout out to all those guys, but especially to our own man. Finally got in, well deserved. And then we will have Adam Vinatieri, who's going to be eligible next year. And then obviously we want to get Reggie Wayne in there. So yeah, shout out to Dwight Freeney, man, the Hurricane himself, Mr. Spin Move. Congratulations to him. But yeah, man, we've had a lot going on in training camp, man. Everywhere from, seeing our receivers finally getting all together with AR. Obviously, we know what the running game is going to be. Like you said, Latu, man. Man, I'm gonna leave that one to the media, but right now it's sounding like he's been going crazy. So love to see that, especially with us losing Samson Ebicom, which that one still hurts a little bit, but the good thing is that we drafted Latu, and then we just been having some battling going on. Obviously, all of Colts Nation has our concerns over the DB room a little bit, but it's good to see that we finally got some receivers that are actually putting them to the test, and Julian Blackmon has been balling.
Yeah, they're playing him a free safety, which is I thought he wanted to play strong safety.
Which is stupid because they're trying to move him again. Like, there's no point to moving him. Just keep him where he's at, let him play, and work whoever else you got to work in there. It'd be so dumb to move a guy again to another position, which makes no sense to me. But
he's the best coverage safety they have. So
yeah,
that just tells me, like, on the back end, it's basically him and whoever else.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, dude. I don't know what they got going on. But so question for you before we go into any more. So did you see the leak from Hard Knocks with the New York Giants discussing picks that the Colts offered to trade? So we offered up the 15th, 46th, and next year's 2025 second round pick for the Giants to swap for number 6. What were your thoughts on that?
All for it. I like the aggression. I was reading just a follow-up article with that. Supposedly, the rumor was around the NFL that the Colts were actually going to go get the tight end from Georgia, that Ballard, and Shane absolutely loved him. And when he got picked by the Raiders, their backup plan was Latu the entire time. So, which is kind of crazy, kind of wild how it worked out. But I honestly love the aggression. I wish Ballard did it more often, except on draft nights. There's nothing wrong with doing it before the draft. I know you can't tell how a draft plays out, but I'm all for that. I'll never fault a guy for swinging a stick and taking a flyer on a guy. You know, a GM for going out and getting his guy, wanting to get a guy, a true difference maker. I'll never be mad at that. So yeah, the Giants said no, but the way I see it is Neighbors better produce, because if he doesn't, then hey, people can second guess that Colts trade or what could have and should have been the entire time. It is what it is. That's my thought.
Yeah, I definitely I just loved it for the fact that people can stop saying that Ballard doesn't try anything, because of the fact that
Yeah,
in his presser after the season, or not after the season, after the draft, he said, hey, it takes two to tango. And
yep.
people didn't necessarily believe whether he actually tried to make the trade or not. So I thought it was really cool to hear. But I'm glad that we did make the trade, because then you don't end up with Leatu Latu,
Yeah.
who could be the best defensive player in the draft. He was the first one taken. And then you end up with A.D. Mitchell, who I think we still ended up with another explosive receiver who's making crazy plays all over camp. So I just love the fact to see that it was there and it actually happens. And clearly, he's probably tried to take more moves that we just don't necessarily hear about. So it was good to hear that some moves are actually being attempted and made for. That was most of my biggest takeaway from it. But I thought it was I just thought it was crazy to actually hear that conversation go on and kind of see where that went as far as the hard mouth part of it. But I also believe that our pick was going to be Romo Dunze if we would have traded up and got that pick.
Oh, see, I didn't read anything like that. I just read where Sheffy and Rappaport reported that there was a buzz around the draft that the Colts were trying to get Brock Bowers from Georgia, that they absolutely loved him, and then
Yeah,
that was their guy. It was Bowers or bust, and essentially once someone bust, it was all right. Well, who's the next best player on a draft board? And Leatu Latu was the second best player on the Colts draft board, and it just so happened that he fell down to their draft board.
yeah.
To
I
them.
see. I did not have it as what's the name, as Bowers, and also didn't think it was Bowers, because you wouldn't trade, for one, you wouldn't trade that high for a tight end. That's just crazy to believe. And then also, there's just been a lot of people who've also chimed in, and some people think it was Neighbors, but obviously we know where Ballard is on the character part of everything. So I just think it would have been Romo Dunze personally. And then I know they did like Bowers, but I don't think that was necessarily the pick that they were going to trade up for. I just
Right.
think it was Romo Dunze all the way. And then you end up coming out with what you do end up coming out with. So it's all speculation and whatnot. But I also just would say I don't really trust Schefter anymore, as far as, unless it's just breaking news, not insider information. Because if his information was anywhere near clear, Jonathan Taylor wouldn't still be a Colt. I think we kind of found that out from
Right.
last year.
He'd be
So
a Dolphin. Yeah.
yeah, so he kind of hears what he hears, but as far as we know, like we've said multiple times, Ballard don't let nothing out. That's
Right.
where I
Yeah.
was at with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With,
man. So yeah, go ahead.
I mean, it's just good to have an organization that's tight-lipped like that. Like from the top, like no leaks. If water gets out, there's consequences. So no water leaks. So that's solid, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, it's definitely a good one to have. I love being on this side of it, to where like you typically we do want some information, but it's just good to know that we got it all locked up and we're never really gonna hear too much from it. Um, any trading camp battles you want to get into? Anything you wanted to talk
Um,
about as far as the DB room, tight ends, receivers, wherever you
no,
had any?
I want to talk two things. I got two things on my mind. Well, DB room, I kind of think it's a little bit crazy how everyone's kind of wide open except for Kenny Moore and Blackman. I kind of feel like, bro, you drafted Juju. Yes, he's been hurt, but like the games he played, he proved he's a solid option. So I kind of feel like it's wild that they're still throwing darts at a position that they've thrown darts in the draft, and they now have solid depth at. So just name your three best guys and be done with it, and put that shit to bed. I also want to talk about that running back 2 position because in training camp, the reporters have been asking about it. And, Shane's just kind of, we got some guys. So I think there's more into that than what, they're leading on. I don't know if Shane's hiding anything, but read an interesting article where they talked about possibly Evan Hall being a cut candidate. And I was all like, damn, why do they say that? And it's just his lack of use, his injury really.
Who said that?
A Colts, the dude who does the PA announcers for the Colts and interviews everybody. Wisnowski, I don't know his name.
Matt Taylor? JJ
no, not Matt
Stankovitz?
Taylor. There it is, Stankovitz. Yeah, I wrote that he had Evan Hall as a cut candidate, and I was curious on why he might feel that way, but I guess it's the depth that the Colts have in Gooden and Sermon and Goodson, Sermon, and the other dude that they had last year besides Hall, who they feel confident in. So, that's interesting in a way. And then lastly, it's just the evolution of AR and JT. They talk about how deadly this combination is. And I was talking a little bit with you in the group chat about how I really believe that we've never seen a top 15, a top 10 running back, because JT hasn't been healthy, so I can't put him in a top 10. So top 15, top 10 running back, you could say, and a prime. Well, there you go. A prime mobile young quarterback like AR. The best way to say this is if you put a guy like LaDainian Tomlinson, which JT isn't, but you put a back like LaDainian Tomlinson to a Mike Vick or a Cam Newton next to him, bro, this could wreck the whole league. I mean, could wreck the whole league, and that's the excitement that I am. I'm interested in that duo and see what kind of mad scientist shit Shane does in his play calling, because that dynamic alone, I guarantee you will force defenses probably keep them up at night. Hopefully, that's what we hope for. I mean, that's what I'm excited about in training camp. How are you going to use a dude as a play caller? How are these two guys going to make things happen? So.
Yeah, most definitely. It's a lot going on in camp. Real quick, though, they want to shout out to our guys, ZTV. Everybody go check out your merch. Got us up there. We got a new logo on there, so go check us out. Yeah, I'm surprised you read that about with JJ Stankovitz, though. We got Paul Sarek in here saying, man, he's hyped about Latu guys, and this offense will be explosive. Yes, you love to see it. And we also got Nathan here saying football is back. Latu will have 10.5 sacks. We definitely would need that. I'm hoping hopefully, man, I hope he gets to that rookie record if he play a lot.
13.
But, no, it's 14.5.
Oh, by Freeney?
No, by Javon Curse with Tennessee.
Oh, you talking NFL rookie record? You're not talking Colts rookie.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I don't know where that chart came from, because I seen from the reporters and everybody that's been getting reps that the depth chart right now looks like it's JT, Sermon, Evan Hall, and then Goodson is number 4 currently. I haven't heard too much about cuts or anything like that, but I really think that we go into the season with 4 backs anyway. I don't really see anybody getting cut from that position. And then as far as DB competition and stuff like that, the way those will go, I kind of get where you're coming from as far as naming starters, but I just prefer it that way to more have solo competition, because you're not pretty much handing the job to anybody. So, like, if you look back at what today, or it was yesterday, Reggie Wayne was saying that he's excited for Alec Pierce because this is the first time he got somebody in camp that's going to come in and push him for that number 2 spot. It's not just being handed to him. And so I think anytime you breed competition, you're going to get the best out of everybody, because guys are going to work their hardest to make sure they either keep or take another spot. So right. I do get what you're saying, because in the passing league, you want to know who your fucking guys are.
Yeah.
And we only know 2 of them, being Kenny Moore and Julian Blackman as of right now. But from what I've also seen, that Juju Brents, he's been technically sound. He's been great
Yeah.
as far as his technique goes. And we know he closed out the season, I want to say the last 7 weeks, as number 2 in man-to-man cornerback rating. So love to see him continue to progress there. So I wouldn't say it's all that much of a bad thing. It's just a tough part for us knowing where we have issues on the communication on the back end and stuff like that. It's things that we would love to get sorted out by adding a vet free safety to go along with Julian Blackman, so he has another guy who's been there, seen it, done it, and then me, I've said it multiple times, it'd just be a luxury. But hey, I'd like a vet corner, man. Bring Stephon Gilmore back, get somebody else, man. Bring him in there with those young guys, not only just to compete, but a voice in that room. Somebody can tell them, hey, look, dude, this is what I've seen and done, blah, blah, blah. You know how that banter goes between them. But I would like to see that on our back end just to solidify that secondary, because every year we go into the season knowing we got a hole and we don't fix it till it's too late. So I would
Right.
love for those things would be something to be corrected, man. But I love the competition that we should see. It's been good so far, real good.
Question: did AQM sign with the Cowboys or did he sign with us?
Cowboys. So we got the question right here. Nathan Commence saying, "What y'all think of Muhammad coming back?" Yeah, he did not come back with us. That was a miss missed post, miscommunicated post. Looked like Adam Schefter went to his copy and paste from when we did bring back AQM the first time, and he just posted it. He had to update it even to the Cowboys. Um, and then Mitchell been playing well so far from what I've seen. Yeah, dude's been electric. I mean, he's been
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal. And him and Alec Pierce have been switching off between ones and
Rotating
twos.
out.
Like this is a true competition for that number 2 receiver spot. Um, Alec Pierce has had some good days, couple in there, but it's really been on another level with Mitchell with the ones and the twos. So we'll see how that competition continue to shake out. But love to see it. Love to see it from both sides.
Um, I've also read where the rookie Chirilis, I don't know, the linebacker, safety. Yeah,
Carlisle.
Carlisle. He spells weird, my bad.
Yeah.
He balled out. He balled out. Do we think he might? Same thing with Sampson. Do we think that these guys could see play early and contribute early, or is it kind of one of those things where hey, it's the first week, eventually they'll hit the rookie wall, and we really can't count on them, or is it more to continue, more to carry over? You know, because Carlisle's has done well, and then I guess Sampson has held his own when he's been given the opportunity and put in situations.
Yeah, man. Mm. That's been one of our real bright spots. Jay Carlisle, Ballard, man, with running backs and linebackers, dude just does work.
Yeah,
Does work with that position. He's been a stud at camp. He did miss, I want to say, the last practice, maybe 2, with a hip injury. Very similar to Shaq when he came in. When we drafted him, he was out early with, I believe, a hip as well. Um, but dude's just been making plays as well. Love to see it from him. Haven't seen too much from my guy Jalen Simpson. He thought he was gonna be, slotted in to get some reps at free safety. So I don't know exactly how that's going. But it's definitely been one that's been pretty good from Jalen Carlisle. He might get that third linebacker spot. Looks like he might make the jump to there, and then yeah, man, got that competition going. Nathan here is saying I can't wait till next week when they play someone else. Yeah, definitely can't wait. We'll see who all gets to play. You put that one up there. Ebelcom will be missed. Yeah, yeah. We definitely thought that one was going to be a big one. I know there was a plenty of discussion about that. I think Zach, you might have had close to the same reaction as I did. What was your reaction to the loss of Samson Ebelcom going down with
kind of.
the torn Achilles?
I mean, that sucks, but like the Colts are loaded depth wise, and I believe this is good for Leatu Latu because the only way you're going to get better in this league is getting repetitions and playing on first and second down. You get to earn the right to rush the passer on third down. So that forces him to, develop his run stopping ability. We might get to see the full player that he is. So for me, the Colts really dodged a bullet by drafting Leatu at 15th because not having Leatu, and let's say you go and you get the tight end that they wanted to move up or get, or you go get a Duzier, you move up, you really do hurt. The Colts would be in a bigger hole on the defensive side had they not drafted Leatu. So I'm excited.
Had we made that trade,
right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm excited in that aspect. If we have Leatu, let him earn his stripes. Tell him, this is a grown man's league. It's time for you to be a grown man. From day one, we need it all year. You got 28 consecutive weeks, or however long the NFL season is, including playoffs. Need you to ball out, boss. So.
For sure. Yeah. Real quick before I get into that question, Zach, Dave Stewart is saying, was there an update on Titus Leo? Yes, he actually came back the last practice. Looks like his injury wasn't too major. He did return to practice on Friday. I believe it was Friday. He did return to practice. Excuse me if I'm mixing up the days, but it was Thursday or Friday. He did return to practice, so it was good to see from him. Yeah, so my first reaction was, we're cursed. The curse continues on every damn year, every season, every off season. Just always something that goes on. I guess it hasn't been this big in the off season as far as media wise, but just every year we get some crazy retarded injury. It's just to one of our really good players, and we just don't even get to see a guy get to continue to blossom. Like, it's always us every year. That was my first reaction. But then the thing that came to mind for me is we just get an earlier look at Latu. That's what instantly came to my mind. I already thought the guy was going to be really good in our rotation, and it's almost like a good problem to have when you have so many edge rushers to rotate and play in and see how they're going to work out and who's going to be the guy to take off. And we got Quiddy on his contract year to see if he's going to turn out to be a really good pass rusher, how he's going to come over and make that change for himself. And then you bring in Latu, you got Sampson, you got Quiddy. So I thought it was going to be really good for Leatu to push both of those guys. And then, you got the injury. And that's the best part for us, is that this happened in the area of depth for us. I mean, I guess that's kind of a double-edged sword there, but at least it did happen there to where we had a guy to come in ready to make that replacement if he continues to do what he's doing, and he's been great in camp from everything that I've seen and heard. So it's been really good that we had that position of depth there. So that was my second coming of reaction there. I already thought that he's been phenomenal at camp. He's been giving fits to Bernard Ryman, which is really good to hear, since Bernard Ryman is a really solid tackle. So you just love to see that. That was my reaction. It just went from we're cursed to, all right, we can actually say next man up and feel confident about it.
Yeah. It's not, dang, we got a bunch of injuries at corner and we still have a hole to fix. It's, the loss of Ibukum sucks because trying to stop a three-headed monster rushing the passer is way more difficult than two guys. But I still feel confident in the guys we have, plus the depth behind him. So,
yeah, I mean, even though you say it goes from a three-headed monster to a two, I mean, you still got Buck and Grove. I don't know if you've seen Grover's after practice reaction to where he was talking about how does it feel when you have Buckner and Leatu on the same side. And he said, man, they're going to have to slide the line that way. So if you leave me one-on-one, I mean, I'm ready to bring him back to me. I'm ready to put somebody out as well.
Hey.
So
I love it.
It's a match made in heaven right now. Everybody's loving what they're seeing, so hopefully we can actually see this throughout the season. And we'll see how that truthfully goes, man. So love the fact that we still got some big guys on the defensive line, and that's where our strength is. And it's good that Titus Leo didn't get hurt too, because that would have really kind of hurt us there as well. And then Nathan is saying here, who won kick returner and punt returner? As far as I know, there wasn't a winner, but I believe it was Dallas Flowers, Anthony Gold, and Kenny Moore, who was back returning kicks on Thursday or Friday, whichever day that practice was. Didn't hear of a winner, so not really too sure. I'm pretty sure even if there was a winner, I'm pretty sure Steichen probably went to the reporters and told them, "Don't let shit out. Don't say anything to anybody." I feel like the announcers, as far as Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, and then you got like the Pat McAfee show. If you guys watch that, everybody's probably going to keep that pretty close to the vest. What they're going to do for the new kick return as far as game planning goes. So we likely won't really see any real action there until week 1. But as far as who won kick returner and punt returner, I'm not sure who won on that. Dave Stewart said probably a little early for a winner. Yeah. I think it's also that as well. It's probably too early. I mean, I think they might be practicing it quite a bit though, just because it's new and still fresh to everybody. You got to know all the rules. I don't know how many of you guys watched the Hall of Fame game, but you pretty much got to know all the rules. You can't move too early if you're in between that box on the kick returner side / the kickoff team side. So we'll kind of see how it goes. I mean, we really won't know much until we get into our own preseason game. But as far as I know, they just said that I believe Anthony Gold had one good return. Outside of that, hasn't been too much talk on it.
Yeah, I've heard like no one say anything about it.
Yeah,
like, and everything I've watched has been it's good competition, but I'm not seeing anything. Well, AR star. Oh,
I was gonna ask a question for you real quick before we got in that one. So far through camp, through 6 practices, I believe it is. AR's been about. I want to say his completions were about. I think it was like 26 for 35, something like that. 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I know there's a few rushing touchdowns in there. But as far as from what you've seen or heard about Anthony Richardson, how are you feeling so far about this year's training camp compared to last year?
I like that he's deeper in the system, if that makes sense. So another year in the offensive system, that's always a positive. I like that Shane, can be real with him, saying, hey, that's not working. Let's do this. Let's do that. I'm curious on when those interceptions happen. If they happen in the red zone, absolutely not. I don't want them.
It's been Julian Blackman.
Well, okay. But if it happens in the red zone, I don't want them. So maybe we run the ball more a little in the red zone with AR. Or we tell AR, hey, if the first read's not there, run it. Like, you're a tank. Or give it to JT. But completion percentage wise, that's 60-something percent. I can't be mad at that. Like, as long as, for me, a guy like AR, as long as he keeps his stuff up above 60%, I have no complaints. Like, none. This offense, it's going to be, we're going to run the ball and then we're going to throw deep shots and open up the box and gash you with AR or JT. So,
got some RPOs in there.
Right. So as long as AR is disciplined with the ball, really think sky's the limit, regardless of where it's at. But so far, so good. I have no complaints. I'm not worried about a shoulder injury. Dude's healthy, so let him be healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree, man. I think there's been some misses and stuff like that that have been reported and whatnot. And then we always knew that his accuracy stuff was going to be a working progress. But I think the good thing is, man, is just like you said, that completion percentage looked really good. And Shane has described it, and so has AR. Also, Josh Down has described it. Their communication and where's his eyes going? Are his eyes going to where Shane is expecting to going? Is he reading things the correct way? Which is great, man. I think he's more cerebral than anybody has ever given him
Yeah.
credit for coming out of the draft, even myself, because I didn't know he was going to be at this level as far as what he's been playing to as well. The 2 interceptions, I do want to say, I'm pretty sure those both have been Julian Blackmon. Julian Blackmon has just been balling. He's had PBUs, the 2 interceptions, and there was the great interception. And so to answer your question, they weren't in the red zone. These were probably about from the 40. And AR had made a read, threw the ball over the middle, and Julian Blackmon is just making a great interception on the ball. So, you can't fight that or be mad at that. That's iron and sharper than iron.
Right.
AR learning, and he's said it before. He said it too. The 2 guys that I've known that AR have said that have kind of given him fits to where he's like working to get better is Julian Blackmon and Leatu Latu. So that's really good to see, that he's got guys testing him, because if you're not throwing interceptions, if you're not making mistakes, you're basically not practicing. That's why it's called practice. You're practicing things to see if it's going to get through and make changes and stuff. So those were the interceptions. And then going back to Latu's just been a menace in there. AR said that on a couple reads that he had, some RPOs, that like he makes it harder for him. He's been giving him fits. He's been pretty much annoying, a pest on defense for the offense. He blew up a 2-minute drill that we had. He would have had a couple sacks and stuff like that. So it's been some real good back and forth, man. We expect this offense to be explosive. So to have guys like Julian Blackmon and Leatu Latu that are pushing our offense to a different level is good to see. So hopefully we'll see that continues. I think it's been real good. Nathan is saying here, will AR start next week? I have not heard. I would assume Shane probably has about 10 snaps maybe for him all preseason. I don't know if that'll be this week. It could be the second. Or actually, no. Who's the first? Is it against Arizona?
Yeah. We have a joint practice.
Yeah, so he won't play that week.
I don't think he'll play. I think he'll play the second week when they do the dress rehearsal, and then I don't see him playing again versus Cincinnati. I really think it's going to be AR won't play.
Oh, no. We got the first preseason game is versus Denver. We don't. I think he might. That might be the only one. That might be the only one he plays, because against Cincinnati and Arizona, we have joint practices. So,
well, then there you go. Then.
Yeah. So, So Nathan, he may start next week. If not, he may start against one of those other 2 and play a little bit. But I think in either of those 2 games or any of the 3 that he plays, I'm guessing he'll probably play a total of about 4 snaps. I don't think we'll see him very much at all. But yeah, he could possibly start next week. Dave Stewart is saying here, Shane said that Blackmon was more of
making him
the Blackmon interception was more of Julian JB making an incredible play than the AR miss. Yeah, no, that's what I definitely meant. When I meant the miss, I think it was a 2-minute drill that we had. Leatu would have had 2 sacks on the drive. There was a missed throw. I want to say it was probably about a 40-yard throw. It was like a deep shot. And then I don't know if they said the other one was a drop or something. There was something else that happened, but it was basic. Or no, it was a run for no gain. So basically that's where that 2-minute drill went. But that wasn't the interception one. But yeah, it's been iron sharpening iron. Nathan is saying here Flacco will get most of the snaps in the preseason. No, I don't think Flacco will play in the preseason at all. I mean, Flacco may play 4 snaps as well. All of preseason, we will be seeing Keldon Slovis, Sam Ehlinger, Jason Bean.
That's it. Because we got 5 quarterbacks. Ehlinger, Bean, Slovis, Flacco, and AR.
Okay, yeah. So those 3, and then AR and Flacco between the 2 may get 10 or less snaps. So,
I don't see a whole lot of work. There's no reason. I know AR probably wants to because the shoulder, and bro's gonna want to get out there.
Get the jitters off. Get the jitters off.
To me, there's no reason for him to even play any preseason. That's the franchise. Manning never did. Dress rehearsal, Manning would come out. They one series, one snap
4
the
plays.
ball, 4 plays. You might see that. That's probably what you might see. Of one drive.
You get two running plays, 1 throw,
Right,
probably 3 and
right.
out, and get your guys out.
Get you done. Go grab your hat, sit on, eat your hot dog.
Get your Gatorade.
Cheer on your teammates.
Chill
Yeah,
out. Take your cleats off.
Cheer on your teammates. It's a business trip type thing. We won't see AR actually play until week one versus Houston and Indy. So
Yeah, completely agree there because you got Flacco who's way too old, so they're not gonna really play him in a preseason.
old man.
There's not gonna be much reason to play him in a preseason game. He's seen everything there is. They may get him a few rhythm things just to check some things off, maybe show AR or something or whatever. And then AR himself, he's getting the offense down. Obviously, you want your guys to not come into the season and be completely rusty. So
Right.
a few snaps, maybe a QB read on the edge, get them out of bounds, just let
Do
them.
you think what they did last year in preseason with AR versus Philadelphia? Do you remember AR played 1 game versus Philly? He played like a
I thought he
quarter.
played. Yeah, I was about to say he played no, didn't he play a half? I thought he played a half.
That might be a half.
Yeah.
I could very much see that if AR does play, he plays.
I don't see.
They show nothing, and so it's very no risk. No risk, no high reward. Hey, we're just gonna pound the rock.
We just want you to move a little bit. Get those muscles moving against live bullets. Because you don't want a guy coming into the season like, hey, nobody's ever been able to hit me yet. Like, you want to feel that pressure once again, like, oh, I gotta actually protect myself. So you want him to get that a little bit. I'd say the most he probably play a quarter.
Oh, really?
But I don't. No, I'm saying at most. Like if we actually did play him, I doubt he's playing more than 10 snaps the entire preseason. At least just my thoughts, because I really don't feel like Shane's gonna feel like he needs that much. So that's just where I see that being. But yeah, I think a quarter would probably be the most.
He didn't play extended time versus Buffalo last year.
Yeah. Dave Stewart saying here he played extended time versus Buffalo. Dave, do you remember how long that was? Was that till the third quarter? I would like to say. I want to say he was at halftime. Or I thought he played. I thought he played 1 drive in the third quarter because I thought we didn't score at halftime and we got down to the red zone and then he came back out for 1 more drive. So if somebody could correct me if I'm wrong there, but I do believe he played 1 drive in that third quarter. Nathan is saying I could see Slovis winning QB3. Yeah, I don't know how many Colts fans would like that. I know a lot are. I know a lot of Colts fans are pretty big on Sam, so I know they won't really like that. But to me, I just think Slovis and Jason Beam just kind of fit the play style more of AR a little bit better. So we'll kind of see how it works out. Just because the offense wouldn't need to change too much, but I mean, it's always good. Like I said, competition is going to breed out the best in everybody. So hopefully somebody can push Sam so he's not just clipboard holder for forever. Yeah, Zach, Dave Stewart is also saying that he thinks maybe a drive in the third. I'm almost positive. I'd have to check back to see.
I'd have to go back and rewatch that game. I have it saved, I think, somewhere. If not, I can get it on YouTube. I'll go back and rewatch that thing, but
let me say, Dave Stewart is saying here, AR had an early pick, so he played more. Had an early pick, so he played more.
Right.
Alec Pierce dropped a contested TD catch.
Yeah.
Wasn't that TD catch in the first quarter though?
That was the first game where Shane let AR uncork one.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that was the.
Off that one play, that's where Josh Allen says Anthony Richardson has the strongest arm in the NFL. Because Richardson was like falling on one knee and
going backwards.
Going backwards, and he threw it, and it just went through Alec Pierce's fingers. But yeah, I think that was like either the end of the second quarter or the start of the third quarter, because after that he didn't play very much.
Yeah, I got the summary here, but it's only scoring, so I don't have what we got scoring, but I do got the fact that we Jake Funk. Oh no, Jake Funk did score a touchdown in the third quarter, and
We got
then Darius Rush got a pick six to like close to the start of the third quarter.
whatever happened to him, man. Like
I
he got
have
cut.
no
He got cut by Kansas City, and I didn't even see him in like UFL or
no. He's
XFL.
last I heard he was in Pittsburgh.
Really? I'm check right now. I have a Google machine.
Yeah, go ahead. Nathan here is saying, I mean, I think Sam is a contract year too. Yeah, he absolutely is. That's why I said he doesn't need to be a career clipboard holder. So it's good that we finally got some competition there. Davis saying here, yes, first half. Yeah. So I want to say it was early on in that game too, because I was pretty juiced up that we were pushing the ball. Because when we came from the previous year with Matt Ryan, who was
Baloney arm.
yeah, man. So to be able to push the ball downfield, I was really appreciative of that again, to be able to get the ball down the field. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I honestly don't think we'll see a lot of Flacco or AR. But it would be nice if we can get either of those guys.
Yeah, this is why I don't watch preseason. One, because it's typically I find it very boring. Just because, well, why play a game if you don't mean nothing? I feel like preseason games need to count or get rid of them entirely.
No, see, because I still like him because it's football, man. Like we were telling Trev the other day, like I'm just a junkie, bro. Like I will turn it on. I want to see it. I want to see somebody get hit. I want to see
for
some
schematics. I see it, but no one shows nothing. That's the thing that I find it boring. I want to see them wild, exotic looks. Like the crazy cover 8 defense that Vic Fangio ran his entire career that no one runs because of how weird it is. That's the stuff I want to see. But in preseason, it's like, 3-yard run, unless you're Davis Mills last night, who was out here.
Yeah, see?
Oopa-dooping a defensive end. And I was all like, hey, I didn't know Mr. Long Neck had that. But
that's what I'm saying. Like I would still I just want to see it, bro, because it's like when you go into the off season, man, like it's like every year we do. It's like NFL fans go through the cycle of like we're so amped up for the season, right? We just ready for any football. Football comes, then you see, oh, this team versus this team on prime time. Oh, I don't want to watch this bull crap. And then you get to the end of the season's over, a month goes by, and you're like, bro, I will watch 12 kickers play against each other. Like, I do not care. Give me back some football, So it's like every season we go through this cycle of just like, give me some football. So I definitely appreciate it.
This one right here.
Oh, damn it. I cut it off. My bad. Didn't know you were pulling.
Evaluate. For me, I already know the 54. Like, continuity with the Colts. What I'm interested in, well, I don't know the 54, but I know the starting 22, the starting 28, so you could say. But for me, what I'm interested in preseason and what they don't shadow a whole lot are other teams' free agents. Where are they from, how good they are, and if the Colts are actually going to be aggressive and go get them. Like, that's what I'm interested in. Who's going to be that 54th guy, and if they go out of the way and get that guy, like, dope.
No, but see, to answer his question, though, or not his question, but to more expand on his statement there, saying you have to evaluate the 54 guys, and then we also have Nathan coming in here saying what tight end will get cut. You can't say we know the 54 because we don't. Because if you think think about it, our DB room, we got a lot of DBs in that room.
Right.
There's a lot of tight ends, or I wouldn't say a lot, but we got 5 in that room. Then you got the defensive line. Do you keep 9? Got the offensive line. Do you keep 11? So you still want to see to evaluate those guys.
Mallory's not getting cut. If anyone gets cut, it's going to be Mo. I truly believe it's going to be Mo. Mo's the one that gets cut.
Bro, I don't think Shane's gonna cut Mo.
This would hurt just because I really think Mallory has the highest potential upside because, Granson can't block. And I think Mallory can do a little bit of both. So me personally, as a Miami fan and just as a Will Mallory fan, that would hurt. I'd be mad if they cut Will Mallory.
Yeah, no, I don't see Will Mallory getting cut. I'm one of the big proponent guys of you don't cut anybody that's on a rookie contract. Like unless you got like
What'd he do?
Yeah, you got something going on. Like there's no reason to really cut a guy that's on a rookie contract unless he messed up hella bad or he's just absolutely awful. So I just think that it's just tough to say they'll cut Mo because they love Mo. He's the best blocker on the team. They use him a lot in some of the gadget stuff. I'm not the biggest fan either.
Athletic tight end or an athletic lineman. Like, I just look at it like you've got a fullback on the roster when we don't carry a fullback, so there's no need to keep him. No, because Terrence Wilkins was on the Colts for like 3 years and then was on his way. Like, I'd rather have guys that are there, long term than, Terrence Wilkins. That's just my opinion. Less turnover, the better.
Dave Stewart is saying here, so you are saying Terrence Wooden shouldn't be worth the look. And he's saying, Dave Stewart saying, I like Mo, but he may be the odd man out. Who is Terrence Wilkins?
You remember the little punt returner for the Colts? Early 2000s, late 90s. Terrence Wilkins. He is the receivers coach for, I think, the Commanders. No, the Cincinnati Bengals. He was the Colts he's undrafted. And the Colts found him, and he was just, one of them punt returner dudes. They occasionally played receiver, got a couple touchdown passes, but he was really a punt returner for the Colts. And he played 3 years and made the roster, but he was gone like that, literally like that, and he got replaced. And I feel like if you're going to be on the 54, I want staying power. Like I don't want the undrafted dude. That's one thing I never understood. Like the Colts have this fascination with finding undrafted guys, and they had.
I was just about to say. I think that's why you and Ballard got major beef because he will always find that.
That's corny. Guy. That's dumb, bro. I want 54. Even the practice squad guys, bro. Go get me vets, because the NFL now allows veterans.
I'll be right back, bro.
Of a certain, you're fine. The NFL now allows veterans of a certain age to play on the practice squad. Go get me proven vets and put them on the practice squad because, like, undrafted dudes just don't do it for me. But that's my opinion. I don't know if he was a game changer. He had a good little run. A guy who I would value like that would be James Monroe when Edge got hurt. And, tore his ACL, and they had an undrafted James Monroe out of, I think he's Syracuse. I'm not 100% sure where he played his ball at, but he's undrafted, and he did well. Same thing with Dominique Rhodes, another undrafted guy who, balled out and did well when given the opportunity. But those guys are few and far between. I just look at it like I want a proven commodity, and that's just me, like proven commodity. Yeah, Monroe was a Syracuse dude. Yeah, he was a stud for the 4 years he was with the Colts. I will give you that, Dave. Monroe was a ball, but it's just one of those. For every one solid guy, there's like 5 guys who don't stick. So
yeah, but I kind of hear what you're saying though. But it's like you got to remember those 54 to 90 guys. That's what the league is built on, though. So you think about some of those guys that are late and undrafted. Because I just saw it the other day, or not the other day, today, the 2013 draft class. Literally everybody was out the league, and almost none of them were. I mean, some of them had pretty good careers, but most of them were just like guys just kind of hanging around, hanging in there. So it's like it's tough to say that and you don't really want those undrafted guys because those are guys that kind of build up and become guys that you didn't expect. And it's like we all remember the guys that are big names, but a lot of these other positions are the guys that we see work through, kind of fight their way on the rosters and become studs. And so I think there's a balance there. So I wouldn't completely dismiss them. I think you need a good, healthy balance of them because those are the guys that are hungry. You need those type of guys.
Oh no, because like the greatest undrafted free agent in Colts history, in my opinion, is Gary Brackett. And like you can't he's a one of one. That will never be duplicated, never be done again. So
I mean, it's not just the undrafted though; it's the late part. Like you got Tom Brady sixth round, you got Antonio Brown fifth, sixth round pick.
If you're drafted, I'm still taking a chance on you. It's the undrafted guys. I'm not touching them with the 100-foot ball.
Oh, I see what you mean. You mean strictly undrafted.
Right. 9 out of 10 times them dudes don't work. I'll take the late round guys. The late round guys, gimme. The undrafted dudes, I want no part of you. Like you're not. No. And I don't care.
I thought you meant just any later.
No. Okay. I'll take the misses. Like I'll take those dudes, but the undrafted guys. No, give me guys who've been on rosters, who are legit free agents, who are proven commodities. No need to go outside, like UFL. Yeah,
those are definitely rare occasions, and like you said, there's not too many of those. So I guess that's a pretty good point. I think we did have a streak where undrafted.
Yeah, it was like 19 consecutive years where we had like an undrafted free agent that no one heard of. Yeah,
I thought it was just 5. I thought it was
a long time.
You mean previous before?
Yeah, between the Napoleon regime and then turn around with
towards the end of Grigson.
It was like 19 years where an undrafted free agent made the Colts.
Yeah, because we had that streak. I would like to say recently. I want to say it was the last 5 or 6 years in a row we've had a undrafted guy make the roster until last year, I believe.
Oh, I thought it was 2021 because they found dude who tore his ACL last year, returning kicks and punts, played at Malone College.
Ashton Doolin.
Doolin was the last one, and then the streak broke.
I almost said Fries. Dallas Flowers was also an undrafted guy who made the roster.
I thought he was a 7th round pick out of Pittsburgh State.
Undrafted.
Oh well, fair enough.
Yeah.
Either way,
and then Kenny Moore was also an undrafted guy.
But he's not a Colts undrafted guy. He is a New England undrafted guy.
I mean, still undrafted. Who else was there? There was somebody that had a big name last year.
That's just one of those weird pet peeves that I've always had with Indianapolis. That's one of those few things that I truly don't like about football. I'm like, bro, if you didn't get drafted, that's saying something. So, like, go to these camps, try your best. I know there's 31 other teams that are interested. I just hope that the Colts aren't one of them. That's a terrible thing to say. I know, like, terrible thing to say, but.
Yeah, man, I kind of get where you're coming from because it's just like you end up in those situations where like you end up with a guy on the field that he barely made the roster to begin with, and then he ends up playing, and it's like
there's
typically a reason why you're undrafted. Yeah, exactly. There's more talented guys that are out there in your field, and you happen to fight your way on, and it's just like. It's not really working, especially when you see the guy, he's giving it his all, but it's like we could have got a veteran that was more proven, So I hear where you're coming from. I do like the undrafted story, but I kind of hear what you mean, man. I'm with you there, especially in your DB room.
Right. Facts.
Like you gotta have some guys, like you said, you gotta have some guys that's worth some talent to keep betting on. That's why I'm hoping Flowers can, bounce back from his injury and be another guy. Because even if these guys, Jalen Jones, Flowers, and Juju, they gotta battle it out regardless. what it ends up leaving us with is some pretty solid depth.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to have, another vet cornerback back there. Yeah, man. I know we discussed it a little bit, and Nathan had asked, but what's your thoughts on the tight end room? Who do you think shaking out from that room, and how many we keep?
I think we keep 3.
3?
I think we keep 3. I really do. Really do. And the only reason why I say I think we keep 3 is because Ogletree, AR loves him. I think he stays. Grandson, I think, stays. And Mallory, I think, stays. I think.
Wait, you don't think Jelani would stay?
He's hurt. So
he's not hurt right now.
Well, he's an X factor. I would love to keep Jelani Woods, but I just don't know. I'm looking at who's proven and who's not. You could keep 3. You could keep 4. I mean, on a safe side, we'll say 4. We'll say Woods stays and Mo gets cut. So, those 4.
As of right now, Jelani and Mo are the starters.
And I disagree with that. I think it should be Jelani and Granson. I refuse to start Mo because he's one-dimensional. I will put him at tight end 4 because he's fucking tight end. Yes, he catches balls and he gets lucky and lucks into some touchdowns. But in today's NFL, I need you to be able to do both. I need you to be able to stretch the defense with speed and be able to catch, route run, and block. And I feel like all 4 of those guys do that well enough that they can see the field. The only thing that Mo gives me is blocking. Nothing else.
I mean, he made that play in the Rams game where he was boo, 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 touchdown.
That's his one play a year. Give me Danny Pinter doing that.
His 1 year. Nah, he had that
crazy grab versus Chicago during COVID. That's his one play of the year. What
was it? No, he had the fake play where Zaire came on the field and we faked him up the middle.
Yeah. You can do that with a tight end, or you can even throw it to Zaire. I just don't like Mo. That's just me. He doesn't offer me enough to want
Zach
to keep
is like,
him
I am
on the
done
roster.
with it.
I'm done with Mo. Move on.
Yeah, see, the only reason I'm playing devil's advocate here is just because Shane loves him, dude.
I don't understand why. What does he must have some type of aura, some type of riz, some type of, hey boy, hey, that the
it's
ball
that blocking. That blocking is so good.
Get your linemen do that, bro. That's what they get paid to.
Yo, man, yeah. I don't know, man. It's the same thing. It's the same way I feel about Gus. I'm like, we could. It's time to upgrade there, Shane. But
I feel you. I
he
agree with that.
he loves Gus, so it's just like we're not gonna really see him go anywhere. I mean, now I actually just got a recent update from a guy Jay Rollins on Twitter. I thought our scoring defense was a lot worse. He gave me an update to it. I guess it was around 17th that we sat.
Yeah, we remember
for the year. But I thought our scoring defense was around 28th, which was a lot worse. So if our scoring defense doesn't continue to improve and get better, and then also some of the issues that we have with tackling, which I don't know if that's on Shane or how we practice or on defense, wherever, those 2 things need to be ironed out and fixed as well. But it's just going to be year 3 with Gus. And if we continue to do the same things,
to me, this is Gus's prove it year. It's year 3. He's had 1 year with Frank, which you could say that year was terrible. Mm-hmm. He had 1 year with, Shane, transition year.
I will say his first year with Frank wasn't all his fault, though.
Right. No,
he got us a couple games in there with the defense that we were playing.
Right. You have to throw that out.
Our offense was so terrible that it was
you have to throw it out. So last year, in my opinion, was his first really okay. It's your first year.
Yeah.
This year, it's technically the 3rd year in the scheme. I need to see a big jump. I need to see a jump. If not, get rid of me, move on, and go get a dude who can, plug and play and use our pieces better. Because part of this, I feel like Colts just, hey, we don't play, cover 2 anymore. Now we play cover 3. So now we'll go back to, we play cover 3, and then we're going to play cover 2. So that is the evolution of Indy.
Yeah,
Same
man,
two
we
teams over and over and over again.
yeah, we need more than that, man. That's a tough one, man. So I'm hoping we see some improvements there from Gus. I personally think that our tight end room will be Jelani, Mo, Ogletree. Ah, damn.
Getting rid of Granson, you getting rid of Mallory.
No, I'm keeping them both, but there ain't no way we keep 5. So
I
like
really think Mo's the one that's got to go.
I think
Everyone else is on rookie deals.
JJ Stankovic brought that up, and we might keep 5 just because we do have the injury to Samson Ebicom. So we do got another roster spot there. So I think he might end up staying because we still haven't put him on IR. So I don't know what they're thinking there.
I keep an extra DB before I do another tight end.
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. If it was up to me, it'd be Jelani, Ogletree, Granson, and Mallory. Those would be my 4 if it was up to me. But I think there's a good chance we might keep 5, dude.
I'd be stunned. Then I'd be telling Mallory, and I'd be telling Granson, and I'd be telling Woods, hey, you guys like receiver? Because I'm going to line you up there a lot too.
Yeah, I want to say Ogletree's been playing some wide end.
Yeah. I'm going to be like, hey, you're going to be playing some big slot for me because if I'm keeping 5 tight ends, one of you guys is going to be a hybrid. So
somebody else was playing there too. I
Probably
cannot
Granson.
remember. No, but he usually plays there. I want to say it was somebody that typically doesn't.
Probably Woods.
Yeah,
big old 6'8" frame.
I can't remember, but
that's the one. That's the one dude in this offense. If there's a guy that Shane gets his hands on and actually uses, could be like dominant, and that's Jelani freaking Woods, man. If he can stay healthy, and Shane Steichen, say, well, like, yo, hey, I got a wizard. I'm a wizard, and I got this dude here, this 6'8" goon at tight end.
Go back to his game versus the Chiefs.
Yeah.
He could be there if he could come back to being that dude. We're gonna have a guy.
He's the one guy who, like, to me is.
Everybody thought Sam Laporta was a mismatch. If Jelani Woods can stay healthy and be that guy, man,
that's top 3 tight end material. If he can be that guy, yeah.
I'm hoping he can, man. I don't know if you heard his presser. I guess he hired
a chef.
2 to 3 people. So no, not just a chef, but a physical therapist, and then a masseuse therapist, and then I want to say like another one that does like the overall. So one is supposed to work on all his like hamstrings and soft tissue muscles and stuff like that. So hopefully he gets that working, man, and he can really be stay healthy and show out what he can do.
I certainly wouldn't be mad. I mean, a healthy Jelani Woods is a dangerous weapon for AR, and it just adds another layer to this offense. So, like, I'm all about it. I'm actually really excited about AD Mitchell. I don't know why they're having him play outside. I guess it's because Down. I don't know why they're having him play outside. I guess it's because Downs is their slot receiver, and they like him better in the middle. But
you say you don't know why?
I don't know why he's playing outside. I think he's better in between the numbers. Like when I watched his tape at Texas, him playing in the slot, AD Mitchell was a stud playing in the slot at Texas. So I figured you would have him line up in the slot in the pros and just have Downs play outside at 2, opposite of Pittman Jr. But I understand why, just because how tall he is and stuff like that.
I don't know, because as far as I've seen, there was a lot of reps that he did play on the outside because Xavier Worthy was in the slot.
Right.
So he did play a lot of reps there too. So I mean, it's not really too much. It's more so just his skill set that sets him up for that position. And then there is also the fact that we do have Josh Downs in the slot there. So I think that's still something that they're going to use a lot there. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. They say everybody is kind of switching around, moving positions, and playing different spaces and stuff. So hopefully, we're doing everything in our power to just be able to put guys be in multiple as possible, to just be able to have guys moving around, put them anywhere you want to, make a mismatch nightmare pretty much anywhere that you'll have somebody on the field.
Yeah, I think that changes offenses entirely as a whole. The only person the only person who might stay put is AR, but I think it'd be cool if he lined up at running back one time or kick returner.
No. Do not put my quarterback at kick returner.
Wait,
I know he was making the jokes.
He said he could do it. I believe the guy. 6'5", 250.
If we put our quarterback at kick returner, I want a new quarterback.
You don't think Fields could do it? You think if Fields can do it, AR can do it? AR's a better athlete than Justin Fields. I'm
gonna tell you right now, bro. I have never played the level of college quarterback or NFL quarterback. When I was in high school, the moment they moved me from running back to quarterback, my coach said, "You are no longer touching kick returns." Like, he told me straight up. He said, "You were." I'm like, "Coach, why I can't kick return?" We're like, "What you talking about?" He immediately told me, "You are too important to be on kick return." So if we put Anthony Richardson,
I need to see it. I want to see it.
Nah, we can see it. We can see it in practice. If we put Anthony Richardson on a kick return, I want a new quarterback. Hell no.
I mean, we could be like Frank and line him out,
no, hell no.
Like they did Brissett, line him out a receiver.
No.
Just line AR out a receiver one time, bro.
It's funny that you say that. I saw that video come out the other day. Actually, I sent that to you guys. I think that's the one I was telling Matt about. And I was like, this is the moment right here where Andrew Luck said, "Yeah, fuck this, bro. I'm done."
Yeah, it was that throw to Jacoby. Yeah.
He's like, I'm a head out, dog. You got me catching 2-yard comeback over here. You get me smacked up over here. Nah, no.
I feel
it.
But
so I don't want my quarterback anywhere. Like, nah, hell nah. The way they was talking about Justin Fields, you got him doing that, and he's supposed to be oh, never mind.
Running back.
I'm watching right now. Russell Wilson just came back today, so looks like that QB competition still going. But Justin Fields might be fighting his way into a starting job there.
They be using him everywhere, supposedly.
Look right here, Dave Stewart here. Can't wait to see 5 wides. That's exactly how we lost that game versus the Eagles in 2022, and we're gonna have games where we do the exact same thing. We're gonna go 5 wide. Boom, Anthony Richardson right up the middle because you got nobody to guard him.
That'd be nice. Can't wait.
Yeah, we're gonna see it. Yeah, man. So we'll see how that goes. But I do not want to see him anywhere near kick return. Yeah, AR, you good, man. Go take a seat somewhere. Go take a seat somewhere.
That's fair.
Do we have anything else going on? Leatu been killing camp.
I think we covered everything.
AD's been a guy, backup running back, receivers. I haven't heard. I'm surprised I haven't heard too much about right guard.
I'm not. Why? Will Fries was a stud last year. I'm not moving anything on that offensive line.
I mean, he played well, but we draft Goncalves and Bortolini.
Right.
I thought that they would have been more so some competition for him. So I at least would have thought that maybe we would have heard something about a little rotation. But I guess it makes sense to not really rotate him.
I wouldn't touch that starting offensive line.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But
Bortolini probably going to be our center after we don't re-sign Kelly next year. I fully expect that. I foresee that happening. Bortolini, he's going to take a year and really put a whole lot of muscle on, NFL muscle, get used to NFL. And then Gonzalez, he could be a right guard replacement. but I really think he's going to be your swing tackle or your fourth tackle, because you still got Freeland, who he can play tackle, he can play guard. Gonzalez can play tackle, can play guard. He did that at Pitt. So just the position versatility. You got three guys right there that Freeland, Gonzalez, Bortolini, that they still have that Sills dude, that Josh Sills dude that they got from Philadelphia. So there's four guys. They got 9 guys right there. Pinter's back.
That's what I'm saying.
Guys. Yeah, they got 10
That's what I'm
guys.
saying. Do they choose to keep 11, or what are they going to do? You know,
I would just keep 10, like straight up, because Pinter, you know, I play him at center, put Bortolini in guard. They can rotate
you got Pinter and Bortolini, who can play pretty much all the 3 inside.
Right.
And then you got Freeland and Goncalves, who can play outside and back up those guys. So yeah, I totally hear what you're saying there. It's just, man, I just, you know, as deep as we are there, I just figured we'd hear something about maybe some switch up rep. I guess it's not a bad thing, because, you know, typically if you don't hear a lot about your offensive line, you know you're doing some things good.
Hell yeah. No news is good news when it comes to the offensive line front. If they got people asking about, hey, how's your line? How's your line? How's your line? Typically means your O-line sucks. So the less you hear, the better.
Yeah, just like so Dave Stewart here is asking any reports about the backup offensive line. Yeah, there hasn't really been too many reports. The only ones that I really heard was about Leatu Latu abusing our guys Jake Witt and Blake Freeland.
I forgot he's even on the team.
Yeah, he was killing those guys. I want to say the first day the pads got on, and before that. So outside of that, really haven't heard too much. So like me and Zach just said, I think no news is good news there. But that's just kind of surprising, I guess, to say that I haven't heard too much. But I guess that's a good thing. That means Will Fries is developing. He's working. Yeah. And, you know, if we have no issues across that offensive line, we know we're going to be pretty damn good. I think we covered everything here tonight, folks. I would say just keep your eyes out on camp this week. I think things will get a bit more real. Competition battle should even develop further. We're going to actually see some gameplay this next coming weekend. See how guys are actually looking. See if we'll get to see Anthony Richardson play. But try not to just look at all the big things. You know, preseason don't really matter too much. Look at for the small competitions that we really want to see. So watch tight end. Watch wide receiver 2 of outside of Pittman. Obviously, Josh Downs are number 2, but he's a slot receiver. Watch our back end. Watch those corners. Watch free safety. And you know, hopefully we can get us a vet-free safety. I would like a vet corner, not necessarily a need. I want those guys to keep competing. But what's up, Jahiri? But appreciate everybody who came in tonight. We're finally going to get back to it. Make sure we keep giving you guys some shows. We finally got some football back, get back to some content. Hopefully our guy Matt comes back. We're going to get some predictions going for you guys, because I know it's a little late for us to get into it, but we'll try and get those going. Appreciate everybody who came in tonight. Y'all have a good night. As always, go Colts.
Peace.
Second down, he fakes the Taylor, fires over the middle, completes. Pittman,